Hello, Blaine Gilmer here for Southeastern 14, and it is time for Florida to travel to Tennessee here in week 4 of SEC football action here on Southeastern 14. We give all of our previews and predictions for every SEC game each week. Myself, Chris Lee, and Blake Lovell, and we also go live on Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock to every week to interact with you guys in the YouTube chat. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel and follow us for all of our previews and predictions. And speaking of predictions, guys, if you enjoy predicting games and having fun doing it, then you need to consider downloading the Stakes app or go to playwithstakes.com/14. They're a sponsor here of Southeastern 14. And if you go to playwithstakes.com/14, you can get double the welcome bonus with the invite code Southeastern 14. Guys, it is a very fun way to go about predicting over-unders on games. You can set your prediction, predict anything in the game for free, and measure up with how good your skills are against other fans, influencers, things of that nature. You can compete against us here on the channel. Flex your wins. You can broadcast your wins to the community and earn NFT trophies as you make the perfect calls. So that is Stakes, playwithstakes.com/14. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this preview here of Tennessee and Florida. Guys, it is going to take place at Rocky Top, 3:30 Eastern, CBS game of the week. Tennessee is a 9.5 point favorite. Tennessee is a 9.5 point favorite. Over under 60 on this game. All time Florida is 31-20. Tennessee has won just once since 2005. Long time, guys. And Tennessee now comes in as a heavy favorite in this one, undefeated. And Florida is 2-1 on the year, 0-1 in SEC play, as they were defeated by the Kentucky Wildcats 2 weeks ago. Survived a upset bid from South Florida this past week. Tennessee has faced some cupcake teams so far. Ball State, they did face Pitt on the road, a nice test, a really good test, and then had Akron at home this past week. But kind of a mixed bag there for Tennessee. A couple cupcakes, good team in Pitt that they've played. The headlines coming into this one: Florida's run defense is just not very good, guys. We'll get into the numbers here, but man, they gave up 286 yards rushing to South Florida last week, and that cannot get it done for you on most weeks. They were able to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat in that one, so we'll see how they can improve on the defensive side. Anthony Richardson, the highs have been really high, the lows have been really low, so we'll see how he plays on the road in Knoxville this week. And Tennessee's got some key injuries, which is something to keep an eye on. Cedric Tillman, a little bit banged up. We'll see if he's going to be able to go. Jabari Small left the game against Akron early. So we'll see how some of these Tennessee playmakers are able to go out. They have some DBs that are kind of banged up and they're rotating through. They're trying to get healthy there on the back end of their defense. So keep an eye on those injuries on the Tennessee side. The numbers, guys, you can see Tennessee 4th in the country, averaging 52 points per game. Florida 96th in the country, only averaging 25.3 points per game. That Kentucky contest really brought that average down for them. 96 in the country, 26.7 points per game given up by Florida. 76 scoring defense in the country, only 14.3 for Tennessee. But like I said, they've played the little sisters of the poor over there in games 1 and 3. Pitt's the only real test, and even Pitt had a backup quarterback playing for a good portion of that game. So this is going to be a good test for Tennessee's defense against Florida. How well can Florida is not very good at defending the run, but they do run the football very well themselves. You can see right there, total yards per game. Florida, 353 total yards per game on offense, and they're racking up 212 on the ground, 546 for Tennessee. Conversely, you see over there yards allowed, Florida allowing an average of 195 yards per game. That's just not going to get it done, like I said, in SEC play. But you see Tennessee, they've actually been better than anticipated against the run. They still allow some big plays from time to time. That's kind of what hurt them in the Pitt game. A couple big runs hurt them there. So got to tighten up those and be just ultra consistent, especially when you're facing a talented legs like Anthony Richardson's guy who can break the pocket, break contain, and get out and do some things dangerous. And also Etienne and Johnson, those guys are running really hard for Florida right now. So it's going to be interesting, kind of a strength on strength there so far in this season. Red zone efficiency, Tennessee's been flawless, 100%, 13 touchdowns, 2 field goals in their 15 trips this year. Florida, they're tied for 57th in the country, 6 touchdowns, 1 field goal in 8 trips for them. Tennessee has +3 in the turnover margin this year. They've got 6 takeaways, only 3 turnovers. And Anthony Richardson has kind of given the ball away a few times here, and Florida has a 0 turnover margin on the year. Ultimately, guys, I think that Tennessee's pace of play, especially if Jabari Small is able to play and the way they'll be able to run the ball, is going to be too much for Florida. Give me Tennessee to win this one and to cover 35-24. I think QB play, QB decision-making, especially with it being on the road at Tennessee, will be in Tennessee's favor. I think Hendon Hooker has complete command of that offense for Josh Heupel. Got to see if Cedric Tillman's able to play or not, but even still, Jalen Hyatt, Brew McCoy, they've got guys who can fill in and go make plays for that Tennessee offense. I think that Rocky Top crowd gets going, and they sing Rocky Top often and all night long as they beat Florida in this one. Like I said, taking Tennessee to cover and win this one up in Rocky Top will be only the second victory, if they do so, for Tennessee since 2005 versus their SEC East rival, the Florida Gators. And this will keep Tennessee right in contention in the SEC East with Georgia and Kentucky in terms of how records go for right now. So a huge contest in terms of the SEC East. This is what I think is going to happen here. I'd love to hear your comments. Make sure to playwithstakes.com/14. Use the promo code Southeastern14. And for Chris Lee, Blake Lovell, I'm Blaine Gilmer. We'll catch you guys at our 9 o'clock Eastern on Wednesday night live stream where we'll interact with you, break down all these games and more, answer your questions on the YouTube chat. So subscribe, turn on notifications. We'll catch you next time on Southeastern 14.